Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're taking a pair of scissors to all that bureaucratic red tape and turning it into a highly actionable guide. We're breaking down exactly what you need to know about New York State's paid family leave program. We're going to make sure you know exactly what you're owed and, more importantly, how to get it without a massive headache. I mean, have you ever had to choose between caring for a loved one in a moment of absolute crisis and keeping your paycheck? It's an incredibly stressful, almost impossible situation that thousands of families face every single year. You just shouldn't have to sacrifice your financial survival just to be there for the people who need you the most, right? And honestly, that's exactly why New York's paid family leave program was created. Back in 2016, New York enacted this nation-leading policy with one crystal clear intent, and I quote, "So working families would not have to choose between caring for their loved ones and risking their economic security." It's a really powerful safety net designed to solve this impossible choice. But, you actually have to know how to use it. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover an overview of what it is, who is eligible, how much you get in benefits, the actual application process, and finally, what to do about deadlines and denials. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1. What exactly is paid family leave? So, under New York law, paid family leave provides job-protected paid time off for 3 specific situations. First up, bonding with a newly born, adopted, or foster child. Second, caring for a family member with a serious health condition. And third, assisting loved ones when a family member is deployed abroad on active military service. Now, when we talk about caring for family members, the law is actually wonderfully broad. It covers your spouse, domestic partner, child, parent, parent-in-law, and even grandparents and grandchildren. But here's a surprising little fact you definitely need to keep in mind. Siblings are not covered under this specific family care provision. Crazy, right? But good to know. Moving on to Section 2, the big question. Who is actually eligible for all this? Well, eligibility basically comes down to how much you work. If you're a full-time employee, which just means you work a regular schedule of 20 or more hours per week, you become eligible after 26 consecutive weeks of employment. But what if you're a part-time worker? Let's say you're a student picking up a couple of weekend shifts totaling under 20 hours a week. Guess what? You're still eligible. You just need to work 175 days for your covered employer. And here's a super relatable detail for part-timers. Those 175 days, they do not need to be consecutive. You can literally accumulate your 175 days over several years with the exact same employer. Now, a massive common pitfall to watch out for here is what they call localized employment. To be eligible, your work must be localized in New York State. That means most of your work is actually physically performed within New York. Simply having a New York-based employer is not enough if you, say, purely telecommute from another state like Texas or Florida and only travel into New York for occasional incidental meetings. All right, Section 3, calculating your PFL benefits. Let's talk about how much you actually get. The real cornerstone of this entire program is time. Eligible employees can take up to 12 weeks of job-protected, paid time off in any given 52-week calendar period. And you get amazing flexibility here, too. You can take this time all at once if you're recovering from a major family crisis, or in little increments of full days if you just need to provide ongoing periodic care. And this brilliantly illustrates the math. You don't receive your full salary while on leave, but rather you receive 67% of your average weekly wage. So, to put that into perspective, if you typically make $1,000 a week, your benefit payout would be $670. However, this isn't an unlimited blank check. Your payout is strictly capped by the state. Which brings us to this very specific number. For the year 2026, the absolute maximum weekly benefit cap is set at $1,228.53. This is actually a pretty significant bump up from the 2025 cap, which was $1,177.32. So what that means is, no matter how high your usual salary is, this $1,228 number is the absolute ceiling you're going to receive per week. Okay, Section 4, the application process. Let's get into exactly how to apply. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it clearly maps out a baton pass between you, your employer, and the insurance carrier. It's like a relay race. It starts with you, the employee, notifying your employer. Then you get the forms, fill out your part, and hand them back to your employer. The employer then has exactly 3 business days to fill out their section and give it back to you. Finally, you take that completed package, attach your supporting documents, and submit it directly to the insurance carrier. Boom, 3-way relay race to get your benefits activated.
And the actual baton you're passing around is this document right here, Form PFL-1. This is the mandatory request for paid family leave form that absolutely everyone has to complete to get started. It's the whole shebang. But remember, depending on your unique situation, you're going to need secondary forms too. For example, if you're bonding with a newly adopted child, you'll need the PFL-2 form. If you're caring for a sick family member, you're going to need the PFL-4 healthcare provider certification.
So you might be wondering, okay, where do I actually get these exact forms? I'll give you the precise directions. You've got 3 easy options here. You can ask your employer directly, you can request them from your employer's insurance carrier, or honestly, the fastest way is just to download them yourself right now at paidfamilyleave.ny.gov/forms.
Which brings us to Section 5, timelines, denials, and appeals. Let's cover the what-ifs. Let's narrate this ticking clock, because timelines are absolutely crucial here. If your need for leave is foreseeable, like, say, an expected childbirth, you must notify your employer 30 days in advance. Once you give them your PFL-1 form, remember, the employer strictly has 3 business days to return it to you. And once you submit that final, complete package to the insurance carrier, they have to act. They are legally required to pay or deny your benefits within 18 days of receiving your completed request, or your first day of leave, whichever is later. So the crucial point is avoiding the single most common pitfall out there: missing your submission deadline to the insurance carrier. The absolute best time to file your claim is on the exact first day your leave starts. And listen to this carefully, because it's a game changer. You must submit your completed request within 30 days after the first day of your leave. If you wait later than 30 days, you literally risk losing your benefits entirely. No way around it. But hey, what if you do everything right? Cross every T, dot every I, and your application is still denied. First of all, I want to reassure you, do not panic. A denial is not the end of the road. You actually have the right to request arbitration. All appeals and arbitration for paid family leave disputes in New York are handled through a dedicated process with National Arbitration and Mediation, or NAM. You can initiate this whole appeals process over at nyspl.namadr.com. All right, let's bring all these steps together into a final, super simple summary checklist. I highly encourage you to jot this down or just grab a quick screenshot of this slide right now. Ready? First, verify your eligibility, either 26 weeks full-time or 175 days part-time. Second, give your employer 30 days notice if it's foreseeable. Third, submit Form PFL-1 to your employer and get it back. And finally, fourth, file that complete package with the insurance carrier immediately when your leave starts. I really want to leave you reflecting on this one big question. Are you leaving up to $14,742 on the table during your family's most crucial moments? Because that is the incredible financial value of the maximum 2026 total benefit amount. Knowing your rights isn't just about getting some peace of mind, it's about securing vital financial support for your household when you genuinely need it most. So, empower yourself. Don't let bureaucratic confusion keep you from the benefits you've earned through your hard work. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep learning and protecting yourself. We've got plenty more detailed explainers on your employment rights and benefits coming your way soon. And finally, please note this mandatory disclaimer before we wrap up. This explainer is for informational purposes only. While we always strive to provide accurate information directly from the source, policies update and every individual's situation is completely unique. So please always remember to check official state resources or consult legal professionals to apply these rules to your personal circumstances. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.